Okay, here we go, factoring out the GCF. And by GCF, we mean greatest common factor. And so we did the rainbow factoring, right? And so that's all we're doing here. We're looking at these two terms. I've got, let's see, what do I have? I've got a 70x here and a 40 here. And so we're going to be focusing on the 70 and the 40. So if I do 70, I've got what? 1 and 70, 2 and 35, no 3, no 4, no 5, no 6. How about 7? 7 and 10, and I think that's all I got. Okay, let's do it for 40. And so with 40, we've got 1 and 40. Oh, there's going to be a lot of 40. This takes a lot of time, but that's okay. We have a guaranteed 4 and 10, 5 and 8, right? 6, 7, 8. Okay, think that's it. All right, so what's the biggest number that goes into both of them? Well, let's see. I got a 10 over here and a 10 over here. That's the biggest. Now, do you have to do rainbow factoring? No. If you could see that 10 goes into both of them, that's awesome. So 10 is going to be what we factor out. So factoring out, that's the opposite of distributing. When I distribute, now this is a baby problem, so it's different than what we're doing. Let's say I'm distributing. I multiply, right? I say 3 times 2x is 6x, 3 times 2, 3 times 5 is 15. Well, this is doing the opposite. Instead of multiplying, we're going to be dividing. So here's what we're saying. We're like, okay, so I had that 70x, and now I'm going to divide it by 10. So 70x divided by 10. Well, I pick up my calculator or do it in my head. 70 divided by 10 is 7. Now see that x? That x is still there. So that is part of what I put in here. All right? Now I do the same thing. I see the minus, I'm going to write the minus. Now I do the same thing. I've got 40 divided by 10 because I'm factoring the 10 out. And I use my calculator or I just do it in my head and I see that's 4. So I put a 4 there and I'm done. So now I want you to know that this right here, this is our answer. This and this mean the same thing. It's just that this is factored form. Do you see if we tried to go backwards, like if we took this 10 and we distributed it, we get right back to the 70x minus 40. Can you see that? Yay. So why are we doing this? Why not just leave it alone? Well, we need to get things in factor form a lot when we get up to the higher math. And so we just have to know how to do it now. So that's why we're just doing a lot of learning and practicing so we can use it later on. So here we go again. I'm looking at the 2, I'm looking at the 3, and I'm like, there's no rainbow tree out there or rainbow factoring out there that's going to make me have a good, I just have 1 and 2 and 1 and 3. So the biggest number to factor out is 1. We never factor out a 1. We're like, give it up. If 1 is the best we can do, we are not doing anything. So what we're going to do instead is we are going to look at the variables that are left. And so, okay, go away. So I'm looking at, I have x cubed and x. So I'm going to remind myself, x cubed is x times x times x, and x is just x. Okay, here we're going to say, what's the largest amount of x's that they both share? Clearly, this one has 3 and that one has 1. So the biggest amount that they both have is just 1x. Guess what? That's what we're factoring out. We're going to pull that x out here. And now, because we're doing the opposite of distributive property, we're going to, instead of multiplying, right? When we distribute, we multiply. When we factor out a GCF, we're dividing. So over here, let's go ahead and divide. Let's take the 2x cubed divided by x. And we already did polynomial, so we know, right? We're going to say 3 minus 1 is 2, so that equals 2x squared. So that goes here. And then we're going to take the 3x, and we're going to divide it by x. Bam, the x's cancel out. And we've got, oh, carry down the minus, and we've got that. This is my answer. This is the same thing as what we started with, but it's in factored form. Okay? If we distribute the x, we'll get right back where we started from. Okay, this last one, I'm going to do it in a little bit different way. Obviously, with the numbers, we've got a 3, and then we have a 1 in front of the x. There's not going to be any GCF except for 1, and we're not going to do 1. So here, though, I've got 2 x's. I've got 1x. What are the same about them? Well, the biggest we have is just 1x between the two. So we're going to take out the x. All right, I told you I was going to show you a different way to do it. If you don't like the division, this is another way to do it. You can say to yourself, okay, I know I'm going to put a number here, and then the minus sign. Why do they all have minus signs? Sometimes they'll have pluses, but we just have minuses. And I know I've got to put a number there. So let's get orange. So I say to myself, okay, I know I'm going to distribute x times what gets me back to 3x squared. And we're all like, oh, 3x. And then I say x times what gets me back to x? X times 1. All right, some people like that way, some people don't. If you don't like it, let's do it the old way. We agree, though, that we're factoring out the x. And so we're taking 3x squared, we're dividing it by x, right? The 2 minus 1 is x, so that's 3x, that goes there. And then we're our minus, you bring our minus down, and then we've got x divided by x. Well, anything over itself, guess what? I know that they cancel out, but it's because they equal 1. So we put a 1 there. All right, I think that's it. Lots of practice. Oh, no, that's not it. All right, let's keep going. All right. Oh gosh, I don't feel like doing the rainbow factoring, so I'm just going to say 9. 9 is the biggest number that goes into both of those. If you don't trust me, then do it yourself, okay? X cubed, that means I've got x times x times x. X squared is x times x. Oh, we're going to have something a little different here, right? Because both of them have 2 x's. So what is x times x? That's x squared. So we're going to factor out 9x squared. So here we go. Let's put our parentheses. Let's do we bring over the 90x cubed. We're going to divide by what we're factoring out. 90 divided by 9 is 10. X cubed over x squared is x. Let's do it again. Let's do 27x squared. Let's divide it by the 9x squared. 27 divided by 9 is 3. Ooh, look, we have a plus. And x squared over x squared, gone. Yes, it's a 1, but 3 times 1 is 3, so we can stop here. So here we go. This is our answer. And if we did this distributive property, we'd end up right back with the problem that we started with. Once again, these two things are the same thing. They mean the same thing. It's just our answer is in factored form, and that's important. Woo, we finished. All right. Thanks for joining me. Practice, practice, practice.